So, today's topic is are mothers and daughters competing in the same dating pool? So, I'm gonna play a short clip. First, before I do that, I know you guys can probably see the background looks a little bit different. I do apologize for the lighting. Hopefully, I was able to get it right. I'm on vacation. I was gonna postpone this, but somebody reminded me, like, "Hey, you got people that's coming and they join you faithfully. You want to keep the content going," which is true. So here we are doing it. You can see the background in the back. Kind of got some sand and beach and stuff out there outside. Can't wait to get back out to that. It's kind of in the evening now, so I won't be going out there tonight. Anyway, we're here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Argue. And as I was saying earlier, the topic tonight is are mothers and daughters competing for men when it comes to dating? Are women dating? Are they pulling from the same pool that their daughters are pulling from when it comes to dating? So I'm going to play a short. Hey, what's up, cuz? Let's go. I'm glad you understood the assignment. I'm going to play a short clip, and then you just kind of take a look at it and give me your thoughts and tell me whether you agree or not.
They need your mothers, our mothers failed you because your mothers are actively your competition. This is why you see women who are in their 20s partying with their daughters in their 30s and 40s. I'm sorry, on Instagram, you can have this woman and this woman. You got mother-daughter competing because if your mama ain't married, she's still dating. And if you are 25 and your mother is 41, y'all are likely looking at the same kind of men. Women have not raised their daughters. Why do we have so many women over 40 still talking about, I'm 40 and I look good, 50 and fly? Your ass should be sitting the fuck down somewhere. You should be somebody's grandma baking cookies. But instead you got the short haircut out here talking about you a diva. You can look around and it's like, oh, I'm good, I'm a diva and I'm this and that. Like, I'm 52 and I have women get angry because I don't date women my age. I'm like, I don't know.
What age group do you date?
Under 35. Because number one, I don't deal with the lack of fitness. White women go to college.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on that? First, let's address the first thing he said, that white women go to college to find a husband. Black women go to college to kind of get themselves out of their situation. I believe that's what he said. Yeah. I believe there's a little bit of truth to that. Black women are going to college to rise above their station, to kind of overcome the hurdles that may have been dealt to our culture, our race, from and not to go down this rabbit hole, but just from the things that have happened to us as it relates to slavery and the systematic things the government has done to put hurdles in our way. So I think some of that, and I think that's for both black men and women, that we go and then try to seek a better way to get out of our current situation. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Dee? Thank you for tuning in. So the other thing is, I think that there's two sides. I think that women who are dating, who are competing with their daughters for the same type of men, some of that is by design and some of that is by choice. Because I think that men who are women's age, that are in the same age group as them, and I'll read some of the comments that somebody put on the post that I put out here as it relates to this earlier. But women who are dating, who are they're generally not, and women in their 40s and 50s are probably not looking for men in their same age group, because those men probably aren't looking for them. Those men, as somebody stated, usually are off the market because they either married, and if they're not, then they're not looking to probably get remarried either. They're probably looking just one night stands just to have some fun. So women who are probably dating men that are along their daughter's age, and you women, chime in and let me know if you feel that I'm wrong or not. Women who are dating men who are in their daughter's age range are probably just looking for a good beat down in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? They may not necessarily be looking for they're not looking for a husband, a boyfriend, anything. They're looking for a good time, So that may be deliberate, and some of that, and maybe they have been married and been through, then live life, and they're not looking to be entangled and get into an entanglement and have a relationship of that sort. Let's see. See, says so. Let me remove this so I can read the comments. So he doesn't date women his age, but he says moms are competing with daughters for men. If they are, it's because men of men like him. Okay. Didi says some women marry these young men. They do. Some women marry these young men, and I'll say this: I think both men and women who got some life behind them, and you're dating someone younger than you. I think, and I'm not saying those relationships don't work because I mean, those do. But I think depending on the age gap, what do you have to talk about? What do you actually have in common as far as life experiences go? And then some of that could be a form of manipulation. That's just how I feel about it. And then, like again, if you've lived some life, a woman in her 40s and 50s, especially if you've been married before and then you're divorced or widowed or whatever, you're probably not looking to get remarried. You okay with just having somebody, a warm body next to you in bed. You're not looking to get remarried or anything like that, and you don't want that. And then you got to worry about how your kids maybe look. And I'm not just talking about women; I'm talking about men as well. Then you got to worry about how your kids might be viewing you if you bring in this person who's the same age as your kids around. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? How does that, how do you justify that? I would feel really uncomfortable with bringing someone my daughter's age around them if I was dating, or out here. I'll feel on not, you know what I'm saying? So I would feel a little uncomfortable about that. Let's see. Yeah, so it's I'm gonna play the clip again just so you guys, those who are just tuning in can hear it.
Your mothers, our mothers failed you because your mothers.
Okay, I do want to. That was where I was wrong. He said black women go to college to prove they don't need one. Is that statement true? Is that statement true? So white women go to college to find a husband. Black women go to college to prove they don't need one. Is that statement? Do you feel that statement is true? Let's continue.
Are actively your competition. This is why you see women who are in their 20s partying with their daughters in their 30s and 40s. I'm sorry, on Instagram you can have this woman and this woman. You got mother-daughter competing because if your mama ain't married, she's still dating. And if you are 25 and your mother is 41, y'all are likely looking at the same kind of men. Women have not raised their daughters. Why do we have so many women over 40 still talking about, I'm 40 and I look good, 50 and fly? Your ass should be sitting the fuck down somewhere. You should be somebody's grandma baking cookies. But instead you got the short haircut, out here talking about you a diva. You can look around and it's like, oh, I'm good, I'm a diva and I'm this and that. Like, I'm 52 and I have women get angry because I don't date women my age. I'm like, I don't know.
What age group do you date?
Under 35. Because number one, I don't deal with the lack of fitness. White women go to college.
All right. So it looked like we have a couple visceral comments there. My sis Didi said, hell no, he insecure as hell. Marcy said, I don't care for him, period. He sounds stupid as hell. Didi says, wow, he is sick. Well, he's dead, y'all, so don't worry about it. He sounds crazy and arrogant to me. Okay. Let's break that down. So there's no truth to anything that he's saying. And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. There's no truth to anything he's saying. Do y'all notice anything different? We're in y'all on vacation with me. Hey. Kevin Samuels is dead. Yeah, he is dead. Yeah, he's passed away. He passed away in, I think, on top of somebody. Let's see. Kelly says, I went to school to learn and have a better opportunity to secure the bag. He was an ass every time he spoke. Okay. Marcy says nope. Okay. Yeah. So what about, okay, so it seems like there's a different consensus on why white women go to school, why black women go to school. As I said earlier, I think black women go to school not so much to prove that they don't need a man. I think that's why all black people kind of go to school to further education, because we trying to rise above our circumstances, trying to prove to ourselves and the world that place hurdles in front of us that we can make it, that we can have a better life, to leave something for us. As I heard a woman said, be a better ancestor than descendant. I thought that was a very powerful statement. She said, be a better ancestor than a descendant. So you want to do more so that you can leave a legacy behind for the people that's coming behind you. And I think that's part of the reason why we go, just to prove to ourselves, one, that we can do it, and the hurdles that have been placed in front of us from the systems, the racial systems that have been placed in front of us, we can show and prove to the world and to the people that's coming behind us, you can do it, you can make it, regardless of the situations that the circumstances that have been placed in front of us. Let's see. Kelly said he did nothing but try to put black women down. Okay, I don't know a whole lot. I've heard about Kevin Samuels. I just happened to come across this video and thought it would be an interesting topic for our show. Let's argue. So I don't know, but I've heard nothing but bad things about him. But then I heard some people say, hey, some of the things he say are just hard truths. He just put it harshly. And some of it, might be just based in I don't think it was just him deliberately trying to put down black women. I just think that some of the stuff might have been hard to swallow. No pun intended. Let's see. Didi says, I'm going to keep my opinion about his death to myself. Okay. Marcy says, wow, never knew that. He sounds real stupid. Why is all that about race? True, he was dumb as hell. Let's see. Cousin Stacy said he started off blasting black men. You mean when he first came out, he came out talking disparaging black men, or are you talking about in this particular video? Let's see. Didi says all his shit is garbage. Cora says no, he definitely had an issue with black women. Okay. He said he gay. Okay. Yes, he did. All right. Okay. And again, I didn't know any of this. I never really followed him. I heard about him. I just like I said, I just so happened to run across this clip and thought it would be an interesting topic for our show and our audience to have a conversation about it. Let's see. Kelly says asshole meant that spelling. I didn't listen to him a lot because every time I heard him, he was putting women of color in a box and belittling them. Okay. All right. Well, you guys are really educating me onto some things. But on the subject at hand, the reason we're here today, do you think that, what do you feel are women, our mothers and daughters competing for men? Are they pulling from the same dating pool? Do you think that is a thing? Do you think that is a thing? Okay. Why not, Marcy? Why you don't think it's a thing? And I have to tell you, Marcy, no disrespect, that black women's plight is a little different than white women's plight. There are some things that you as women y'all have in common, but then there's other things that we just don't, and that's just based upon it is based upon race. It's based upon the systems and the things that have been put in place to keep us where we are and to hold us back. So I mean, that just is what it is. Okay, cuz I don't know because I don't have it all. Do you know any women that are hanging out with their daughters in that capacity, and they kind of, to me, I feel like some of that is a little sign of insecurity, and even for men who are doing that. Like, I couldn't see myself bringing someone my daughter's age around my daughters. You know what I'm saying? I think they would have a problem if I was single. Like, I could see them having a problem with that. At least I think they would. Didi said, not only that, I don't want nothing or nobody my daughter had, and I don't like young men. Okay. Um, but okay, so here's a question I want to ask Dee Dee, and this goes to all the women in the on the group because I know most of y'all. We're probably about the all of us are probably about the same age. Went to school with a lot of you, so I consider you guys to be my friends, and some of you are my family. Are you at your age? Are you looking for more than just dating? Are you looking to for a committed relationship? Because I think you have two different elements here. You have women who are, I'm just looking to have a good time. I'm not looking for anything real serious. I just don't want to be lied to. It is what it is. Or are you looking for something that either you had or want? Meaning maybe you were married or in a committed relationship and you're no longer in one and you really want to get back into one, or that's not what you want. So that's my question. At your stage in life, what are you looking for? And I really wish we had more fellas on the. Oh my God, the fellas don't ever show up. So what are you looking for from at a woman at the stage you are in your life? What are you looking for? What do you hope to gain? What are you looking for when it comes to dating or being in relationships? Well, I am in a serious relationship now, but when I was single, I still was not interested in younger men. Okay, all right. What's the reason, Dee Dee? What's the reason you were never interested in younger men? I think I know the answer to that, but I just want to get your thoughts on that. Why were you never? Why have you never really been interested in younger men? Have you ever dated anyone that was younger than you? I mean, not I don't know, like significantly younger than you, or just maybe a couple years, like maybe 5 years. Didi said they stupid. Oh, I will say this: y'all do mature so much faster than we do. I will give you that. I used to hate to admit that, but it's true. Women mature so much faster than men. Yeah, I'm gonna read a couple comments from when I posted this earlier. See if I can find it. So yeah, it's what are women in your age group? What are you looking for? Are you looking for what are you looking for? Are you looking for anything at all? That's what I want to know. What are you looking for? Let's see. My cousin said I've never been interested in younger men. They maturity level isn't there, and they're like my sons. I couldn't look at anyone my son's age and think anything other than this is my son too. Okay, all right. Um, yeah. I can see that dynamic being there. Like, and then you feel like if you with somebody that's younger, like you feel like you got to raise them all over again. I think that the dynamic flips a little bit when you have men dating younger women because on a whole, women mature faster than men. So women might, but again, just don't have it. It's only one thing that I'm out for at that point. Like we don't have anything in common. Like I want to be, as a man, I want to be stimulated mentally and physically. So if that's all we got, now there was a time I didn't care anything. I didn't care anything but about the physical. But now that I'm older, like that don't, I need something else. I want to be able to hold a conversation over a dinner table and talk about things, whatever the topic is. So, but yeah, I I agree with y'all sentiment. You, Didi, we don't mature as fast as women do. We just don't. Did my screen just go black on y'all? And how's my lighting and the audio? Is it okay? Because like I said, I am in a different location, but I still wanted to keep up with the show. Do y'all hear me? A bit of a lag still. Uh, I don't know I'm looking a little sketchy. Did y'all get a give me a thumbs up in action? audio is a bit choppy. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't bring my. I left my microphone at home, so I'm using the onboard the mic from the computer. Kelly said, "I've never been interested in an older man, 5 years plus. I had one older man try to talk that ish to me. Felt he was close to my dad age, and I thought is the video going in and out too? Is that choppy too? All right. So the game that we're playing today is relationship debates. Tonight's conversation. Hey, I am breaking up. Okay, I'm sorry, but I am connected to the internet. Might be just a poor internet connection. Um, Thank you for being with me. I appreciate everybody that. All right. So here's a question from the game. After dating your significant other for about what happens next? After dating your significant other for a year, you find out they have a child they never told you about. What happens next? I'm going to read the question one more time. After dating your significant other for a year, you find out they have a child they never told you about. What happens next? You break up. Dang, Dee. How old is the child? Okay, that I think that matters. That definitely matters. Dee said you breaking up. You want to know how the child is. Course said we're done. How do you not say nothing about a something for a whole year? Okay, so no matter how old the child is, from your perspective, because we done. Because how do you not say anything from a whole year? I think that's even a bigger issue for me. Yeah, I agree. Kelly, Stacy, Marcy, where y'all at? Chime in, chime in. Okay, so here's the next question. Your significant other stays over the night at an ex house to spend more time with their child. Is this acceptable? Explain. Ooh, we. Your significant other stays overnight at their ex's house to spend more time with their child. Is this acceptable? Explain. Okay, Kelly said she agreed with Dee Dee. Okay. All right. So your significant other stays overnight at the ex's house to spend more time with their kid or their child. Is this acceptable? Please explain. Uh Dee Dee, you a fool. She talking about no, unless we both stand. You get on my nerve. Uh Cora says bullshit. We not doing that. Oh man, oh man. No explanation needed. What's up, sis? My sister Kiera on here. Thank you, babe, for tuning in. Hashtag I'm outside. Hey, none of y'all, only a few of y'all came on here and understand the assignment. Hashtag I'm outside. Let's argue whether you're tuning in from Facebook or YouTube. Go ahead and leave that in the comment now. Hashtag I'm outside. Let's argue. Okay. My sister Kiera says no, it's not acceptable. And the reason being the child can go spend time with both parents separately. Absolutely. I definitely agree with you. See what Kelly got to say. He better pick that child up. Ain't no spending. Y'all like, hell to the no. That is not going on. No, under no circumstances. Like, what if the child was sick? Like, no, y'all not buying that. Y'all like, hell no. Oh man, y'all are hilarious. Child can stay overnight at my house or his house. Oh man, y'all are hilarious. Let's see. Kelly say none. There is no reason for it. Huh? Let's see. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. Okay, all right. So we all on the same page, and there is no reason that you stay over to the ex's house for the kids. That ain't happening. All right. An engaged couple breaks up for 2 weeks, but quickly reconciles just before the wedding. The man finds out that he got another woman pregnant during that break. What happens next? Oh, there is no wedding. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Oh man. Woo-wee. All right. So let me read that again. I want to hear y'all comments on this. An engaged couple breaks up for 2 weeks, but quickly reconciles just before the wedding. The man finds out that he got another woman pregnant during that break. What happens next? Kelly says the wedding is off. Wedding is off. I knew that. Wedding canceled. Kiera said wedding is off. Let's see. What you say, sis? And I'm keeping that ring. So you keeping that ring, sis? Okay. Oh man. Let's see here. Cora says no wedding. Dang. So I don't. You know what? I ain't no win here. I can't. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing for this one. Nothing at all. Nothing. So I'm not going to even try to justify this one. Okay, let's flip that. No, because there ain't enough guys on here to chime in on that. Because I was gonna say, what if the shoe was on the other foot? All right. And what Didi says, he been that ain't just no 2 week breakup, Didi. That's a whole nother issue that he been smashing, huh? Okay, here's another one. Your significant other gets their dream job in a city far away. You do not want to move. They take the job and move. Does this mean they value their new job over the relationship? Explain. That's a whole. What you say, cuz Didi, right? That ain't no 2 week thing. He been smashing, huh? That could have just been a 2 week thing. That could have just been he went out with his boys and it was could have been a one night stand. That don't mean that he been smashing. Okay, here's the next question. Y'all ain't buying that. Kelly said, "Ain't no wedding because a guy most likely won't be able to handle it because they been smashing. It wasn't just them 2 weeks. Y'all, it could have been them 2 weeks. Whatever. That's what taking out. Y'all get on my nerve, man. Didi, you is a fool. Don't try to clean that mess up. You said don't try to clean it up because I have to try. I got to represent for the fellas. I'm the only one on here, so I got to try to clean it up. It could have been just 2 weeks. Now it could have just mattered. All right. So here's the other question. Didi's still stuck on Raw. All right. Your significant other gets their dream job in a city far away. You do not want to move. They take the job and move. Does this mean they value their new job over the relationship? Explain. Let's see. My sis says 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours. Wedding still off. That part in 2 weeks, this nasty. Okay. All right. So all right, we on to another subject, ladies, because I see that guy that evoked a lot of raw emotion in y'all. Y'all not buying it. I get it. Okay. Your significant other gets their dream job in another city far away. You do not want to move. They take the job and move. Does this mean they value the new relationship over their job? Explain. Well, you know what? People, I wouldn't necessarily say that the person values the relationship over their job, especially if that job can definitely maybe afford you the lifestyle that you're currently is better, finance because value the relationship over the job. Why wouldn't you want to say, okay, you know what? I'm coming too. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta have to. It has to be that they value their job over the relationship. Because I mean, if it's their dream job, why would you want to deny them that. And I'm not saying I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying it's wrong either way. But why would you want to deny them that if that is their dream job, um, and you want to see that person happy, and if it meant okay, hey, we can still continue to have what we have, and say if your job was something that you can do remotely, why wouldn't you move? Kelly says we moving. If it's an excellent opportunity and something I know you wanted to do, okay. Let's see. My sister here says no. They follow their dreams. Either be I'm not hindering no one from anything that makes that person better. If it's real love, arrangements will be made and they'll be back together. Okay, all right. Now I see you sis over here getting deep on me. Yeah, I tend to agree, Kira. I think that if it's someone's dream job, I wouldn't want to begrudge them that. Like if it's really something I know that you could look in their eye when they talk about, they feel passionately about, I wouldn't want to begrudge them that. But if the relationship meant a lot to me as well, then I think we would have to come up with some type of plan or solution to we can do both. Um, so I get it. Even if it was we work towards a plan, me coming in the next 6 months to a year, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to begrudge anybody that, especially if it made them happy. And you could look in their eye like, wow, this is a one in a lifetime opportunity. I wouldn't want them. I wouldn't want to begrudge them that, and then I wouldn't want them staying and then resenting me for later on not taking that position. So yeah. All right. So here's another question from the game. And there's some people who are just tuning in. So I think my sister Kiera. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video clip so we can kind of get your feedback on this as well. Let me know what you think.
Your mothers, our mothers failed you because your mothers are actively your competition. This is why you see women who are in their 20s partying with their daughters in their 30s or 40s. I'm sorry, on Instagram, you can have this woman and this woman. You got mother daughter competing because if your mama ain't married, she's still dating. And if you are 25 and your mother is 41, y'all are likely looking at the same kind of men. Women have not raised their daughters. Why do we have so many women over 40 still talking about empty and fly? Your ass should be sitting the fuck down somewhere. You should be somebody's grandma, but instead you got the short haircut out here talking about you a diva. You can look around and it's like, oh, I'm good, I'm a diva, and I'm this and that. Like I'm 52 and I have women get angry because I don't date women my age. I'm like, I don't know.
What age group do you date?
Under 35. Because number one, I don't deal with the lack of fitness. White women go to college.
So, what do you think, sis? He marries D. All right. I think that'll be the last time we'll play him. All right. Let me remove this. Because we are shooting from a remote location. I'm not in my normal setting. As you can see, the background looks different. But I again appreciate you guys tuning in. I want to keep the content going, keep the conversation going, because I look forward to this as much as you guys do. We have a lot of fun, a lot of good conversation. So I definitely appreciate it. Let's see. So the subject today. So sis, it looks like you're new to our show. Let's argue. So what we do is we pick different social media topic. It could be it doesn't matter what the topic is, but we talk about it here live, and then people get on here and leave their comments. And it's just kind of us to kind of a way to see what other people's perspective are and engage in a respectful manner at the same time. So we just it doesn't matter the topic, we talk about whatever, and everybody on here brings their truth. We respect their truth, and then we move on. So it's not it's called Let's Argue, metaphorically. So we're not really arguing. We're just kind of having a conversation. But what are your thoughts? Do you think, one, that white women go to school to find a husband and black women go to school to prove that they don't need a man? I'm sorry, white women go to school to find a man and black women go to school or college, higher education to prove they don't need one. What do you think about that? What's your thoughts on that? And are women and men are mothers and daughters competing for men in the same dating pool? Are they when it comes to dating, are they competing against one another? I would have to say no. I just think it depends on your life and the circumstances that have been dealt to you. I think that women who are over 50, in their late 40s, early 50s, the men that they may be interested in, like to Didi's point, she's not interested in younger men. They're probably they those men her age or our age have lived some lives. So either they're married or they're off the market, or they're off the market, or they may be on some games because why aren't they married? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then of course, I'm not saying that you don't have men who at that age range who's not looking to, maybe they've never been married, and they always wanted to be, but for some reason they just never got married. It could be their standards are too high. So let's see. Kira says, I think a lot of women do live through their daughters and jealous of their daughters. I also feel like a woman never been who has never been married, then how do the daughters know what to do for a man? Then when daughters get a man, the mother is very jealous. Okay. Okay. I could see that. I could definitely see that, little sis. But I appreciate your comment. But as I was saying, I think that women of that age group, if you got some life behind you, let's say you've been married and you've been divorced, you might be a little, what's the word? You might be a little jaded, so you're not looking to get married again. It might just be that you want a warm body in your bed every now and then, and it don't necessarily have to be a young man. It could be somebody your age group. It could be somebody in your age group. Maybe that person too. I know two people that are well into their late 50s, early 60s, and he's been married. She's never been married. They're together. They don't get married. They like their relationship the way that it is. Nobody's looking to take it to. They're not looking to get married. They don't want to put a title on. I mean, they're to get that vibe off of them, but they don't want to get. They don't looking to. They're not looking to get married. Let's see. Didi says, and what part of her you would disagree with? Because you said wholeheartedly, so it looks like you would disagree with the statement altogether, Didi. What is it? I mean, what about it? Why do you disagree with it? And then just also be mindful, y'all, that may not be your experience, because there are some mothers who are jealous of their daughters, and I've seen it. Everything. Okay, I get it's everything, but I'm saying, why do you disagree with it? And we was like I said, we have to remember that it may not necessarily be your experience, because there are some mothers who are, again, are jealous of their daughters. Matter of fact, I want to say it was what's I'm gonna find it. One of the guys made a comment when I first put this out here, and he explained it. Let me see if I can find it. I've never been in competition with my daughter, and none of my friends with daughters are. I get that. That's what I'm saying. It may not necessarily be your experience, sis. I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. It may not be your experience, and you probably can't fathom it because, like you said, you wouldn't even, because you're not interested in younger men, so that don't even make sense to you. Totally get it. That don't even make sense to you because you're not interested in younger men. You're not interested in men your daughter's age. So I totally understand that. But I don't think that's where my little sister Kiera was coming from. I think what she was saying, and Kiera, you correct me if I'm wrong, that a woman who's never been married and her daughter finds that happiness that her mother probably always wanted, there could be a little jealousy there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what she was getting at. especially if the mother's always wanted to be married, maybe, you know what I'm saying, and she just wasn't able to find that happiness, and she sees the happiness that she always wanted, um, with her daughter and her husband. That could be and again, I'm not saying that's right, but I could see something like that happening. I can see something like that happening. Um, yeah, I figured you could understand that because I know that's not your reality. Your perception is your reality, especially like you said, and that's backed up by what you've been consistent with since we've been talking. You don't like younger men, so that's not your reality. If you don't like younger men, you can see yourself being jealous of your daughter for finding happiness, and I don't think I've been knowing you a long time. You never been married, so your daughter getting married, that don't mean you wouldn't be happy for her just because you never. But again, I don't think that was my sister's intent. I think what she was just trying to say is that there is that dynamic out there. Um, I mean, it is. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to find the content that I posted so I can give. It was one of the guys' perspective on that whole mother daughter jealousy dynamic. All right, so let's read another one from the game. Let's see here. Your significant other quits their job because they want to become a rapper. The mixtape is dropping next week, but so are the bills. Would you support them? Explain. What? All right, so let me read it again. Your significant other quits their job because they want to become a rapper. The mixtape is dropping next week, but so are the bills. Would you support them? Explain. Didi, this that younger man you're talking about right here. Because the older man ain't about to do that. Right? What are your thoughts? Yeah, what you say, Didi, at this age? Hell no. I know. That's that younger man we was talking about. Because I don't even think an older man would even come to you with that mixtape. Lord have mercy. What you say? You a fool, did he say? Lord have mercy. Mixtape. Yeah, mixtape dropping. It's about to be a banger out here in these streets. Kier said, hell no, I'm over 30 and rap. A rap about what? We need to be rapping about this 401k. I hear you say. Oh man, y'all silly. And again, like I said earlier, women, y'all think a little different than we do in men. I got when women mature so much faster than men. So yeah, um, I know that would not. That is a no brainer. There, we're not doing that. Kelly says, and honestly, I think even in my younger days, I would have rolled. I would have rolled with that. You would have. What are you talking about, Kelly? What are we talking about? Oh, you mean you would have rolled with the fact him being a rapper? And okay, I get. It. Yeah, got you. Absolutely. Yeah, I think in our. I mean, we all think differently now. I mean, we're older. We didn't live some life. We didn't seen some life. So our perspective on things is definitely different. You know, the things that we probably would have put up with in our 20s and 30s. We're not putting up with it in our 40s and our 50s. We just not doing it. And I think as we get older, we get a little bit more. We should get a little bit more humble because you didn't seen life, you didn't seen it leave, and you seen people pass away, and how short life is, and you start to look at life a little bit differently. Yeah, I think you just started to look at life a little bit differently too. All right, so let's read something else from the game. Here we go. Your parents say that they will disown you if you continue to date your significant other. Would you continue the relationship? I don't necessarily think this. I mean, let's answer it just for the sake of just shits and giggles. But this wouldn't really apply to us, I don't think, because of our age group. But let me know. Your parents say that they will disown you if you continue to date your significant other. Would you continue the relationship? This seems like this question is based on you have some form of inheritance or something coming, so your parents gonna cut you off. This doesn't seem like more of a question that might be based at. Uh, I don't know if this is a question that would really apply to us. But let me know what y'all thoughts. Tell me what you think. Your parents say they will disown you if you continue to date your significant other. Would you continue the relationship? Would you continue the relationship? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find this content. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right. So one of the guys said, Dee Dee and Stacy, I know y'all got a little ongoing feud with this individual, but I just wanted to read what she said. Kelly Thomas said, "This is a complete lie. White women go to college for careers. They are the original feminists. Black women go to college to attempt to have equal pay in the workforce. Black women don't compete with their mothers any more than white women do. This is insane and such a detriment to black women. A woman should desire to look good her entire life. There are some very fit black women over 40. Social engineering, once again, to pit black women against black men and to paint black women negatively. Let's stop this. Remember, this man died with an over an Hispanic woman who was a stranger." Okay, Dee Dee. All right. Tell us how you really feel. All right. So let's get a male's perspective on the original topic. Um, so Troy Wall said his truths are extreme examples, but there is some validity to that. Women are competing in the same age range for men if you're that close in age to your mom. That's not ideal. And I do think whether it's men or women's fault that almost no woman in their 40s and 50s actually wants to be out here in these streets looking for a significant other. If you just want to go out, then sure. But dating at that age is boo boo, especially for women because men aren't looking for middle aged women the same way they are looking for 20 and 30-year-olds. It's discouraging to women to even be in that environment competing against young women. The guys you ideally want at that age are most likely on some BS. And that's why they're single, because if they weren't, more times than not, they'd be off the market. The brother got a point. What do y'all think? The brother has a point. And he goes on to say, also, not sure about why different ethnicities of women go to college, but I do notice white women prioritize marriage much sooner and younger than black women. If I had to guess, I say it's passed down to white women that having a white husband is always a huge boost to your life. This country was set up for them, and it's the quickest come up, whereas our families have been often broken generation after generation due to how this country has treated us. I'm sure we place the same value on marriage. That one, he hit a home run with that one, in my opinion. I think he did. Didi says, "Oh, yeah, I think so too." Says, "Yeah, he has a point. He definitely has a point there." It is, and I think, and again, and that's what I was trying to explain to Marcy earlier. Like, no disrespect, but I think our experience as a culture is so much vastly different than white people. It just is, and it's just there. It's evident, and it's all around us every day. And again, Marcy, we love you. No disrespect. We know you're an ally or whatever, and it's hard for you to see race in it because you don't have to deal with the things that we have to deal with, or other black women have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So it's kind of hard for you to make that. If that's not your perception, that's not your reality. Your reality. So I totally understand and I get it why you don't see that. You're like, what race have to do with it? It just, for me, it's pretty much embedded in a lot of things. And I try not to walk in that all the time, but it's the reality of the situation. For those who I know are not on that, they get treated with love and respect. But then there's other people, there's it's in their makeup, and they go and you kind of, and we can see through it. We can definitely see through it. We see through it even with our own. So we gonna see it in them. But yeah, I totally agree with you, sis. He definitely has a point. So I'm gonna read his comment again. I think because I think it bears repeating. So based on the original topic that we're discussing, Kevin Samuel's video, and how he spoke about why white women go to college and why black women go to college. So I'm going to repeat what he said because I think it bears repeating. Although his truths are extreme examples, but there is some validity to that. Women are competing in the same age range for men if you are that close in age to your mom. That's not ideal. And I do think, whether it's men or women's fault, that almost no woman in their 40s and 50s actually wants to be out here in these streets looking for a significant other. If you just want to go out, then sure. But dating at that age range is boo boo, especially for women, because men aren't looking for middle aged women the same way they are looking for 20 and 30 year olds. It's discouraging to women to even be in that environment competing against younger women. The guys you ideally want at that age range are most likely on some BS, and that's why they're single. Because if they weren't, most times than not, they're off the market. He goes on to say, also not sure about why different ethnicities of women go to college, but I do notice white women prioritize marriage much sooner than younger black women. If I had to guess, I say it's passed down by white women that having a husband is always a huge boost to your life. This country was set up for them, and it's the quickest come up. Whereas our families have often been broken generation after generation. We know why, due to how this country has treated us. I'm not sure we place the same value on marriage, and I think I think we need to change that. I think we need, but that is the only way. My uncle told me this years ago, that we bring our black communities back and our black families back. And again, I'm not saying marriage is for everyone, but I do think even if you just wanted to be in a long-term committed relationship with somebody that look like you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's how we bring our culture, our families back. Let's see. Kira says, I think black women are playing catch up. We don't have time to sit down and cherish a man. If a man come along during our journey, excuse me, then yes, women are built up on independence, and I think white culture raised their kids to grow up cottage husband life, happy life. Okay. And sis, you're in your 30s, so I know your experience and your view about this is definitely going to be a little bit different than my own. And to your point, like you said, y'all feel like y'all playing catch up, and to some degree, you probably are. Um, what I will say is that what I've noticed that black women's hustle, especially at your age, is a little different than black men hustle. And I always think that when young black men mess up, it's harder for them to get them back on track than it is for the young black women. Y'all seem to be able to snap back, whether you just facing some harsh realities in your life or some setbacks, or you having a kid, and the father not being there or whatever, and then y'all seem to bounce back. And maybe because you have to, because it's not just you're dependent on anymore. Is you got a mouth to feed. You got somebody that's looking for you to make it happen for them because they didn't ask to be here. So to maybe from that perspective, I think maybe you feel like y'all playing catch up. I just hate these conversations. For me, are always a little difficult because I feel like at some point during the conversation, we black women start comparing their traumas and their trials and tribulations to black men's trials and tribulations, and I don't like having those conversations because I feel like it's not that's not that should not be the focus, because that just pits us against one another. At the end of the day, sister, you having some issues, I'm having some issues. The commonality there is that they're black issues. You know what I'm saying? That's the commonality there, and then we need to focus on that. And again, there are some things that are specific to black women, and there's some things that are specific to black men. But I think we should not make that fight about each other. What can I do to support you in your plight? What can you do to support me in my plight? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it when that conversation start heading down, and then we start comparing our traumas and our hurts and what you feel like the world is doing to you versus what I feel like it's doing to me. Now we're having that argument instead of having an argument moving together in a unified fashion to address what issues you having, what issues I'm having, and what issues that may be affecting us together. Because at the end of the day, I can't do it without you, and you can't do it without me. So let's do it together. You know. With that, y'all, I'm gonna end it right there. It's been a great conversation, a nice robust conversation. I appreciate everybody's feedback. Again, being respectful in the space that we're in to one another and to each other. I appreciate y'all. And until next week. So we're gonna try to shoot, because I got a couple to talk about, but we're gonna get them do them live. Chris, if you're on here, if you get this message, we want to come to your building, Grown Folks Lounge, and have this next conversation in your house. So I'm gonna call you, and we'll set up something where we can do that in your building. Kelly, what are you chiming me about or texting me about? What you got here? Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna end it right here. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all be safe out there. Enjoy the weather in the weekend. Deuces.